Hey, and welcome to the Shave Tank. And today I'm going to do a little bit of an above the tie slant explanation video, because I saw a video on YouTube where someone said that the head design of the S1 and S2 is flawed, and I totally disagree. So I'm doing a little bit of an explanation video because I think this is a typical case of change user and try again. So here we go. Now, the head design basically is, or what was said in that video is that there are very small posts here where the blade catches and locks in and lines up. And they said this makes no sense. It's much better to do it like other razors which have these long bars here. And this is much easier for alignment. And I'm going to tell you why I don't think that is the case. I'm taking a new Persona blade out of the wrapper here to show you. Get this out. Okay, here we go. Blade. So actually where this post lines up, and I'm doing this wrong now just to show it to you, is that it lines up between these small posts here. I hope you can see that. So in here. So actually where there is only a very small gap, putting my finger in the back here so that you can see it better, not in the big hole because that wouldn't make sense, it would wobble around, but where the peaks here are. So I was thinking myself, why do they do that? And I found it out when I was looking at different blades. And actually different blades have different designs here in the middle. And it seems that the gap between those peaks in the blade have a much less tolerance than the overall gaps here in the middle. So if you put a long post in the middle, of course it's better if you do not machine with tight tolerances, because you can make this post a little bit smaller, and then you have to do this usual line up wobbling around with the blade until it's lined up perfectly, and then you screw it totally closed. But if you machine with very tight tolerances like above the tie does, actually this system will line up the blade perfectly. And how it does that is that it has a little spring action in there, and this is why some people tend to cut their fingers with this. And I'm gonna show you how you load this correctly, because it's very easy and you do not need to cut your fingers. Because what you're doing is you take the razor head in your hand like this. Hope you can see that a little bit high on the camera here. You put the blade on, and it doesn't matter if it catches or catches not, so this is still can wobble around because the posts in there, I don't know if you can see that when I push it down here, only catch when you press down on the blade. So when I have it like this, I could still rotate the blade like this. Let's put it like this. So as you can see, I can still, or I hope you can see, I can still rotate the blade here a little bit. And what I do is I just lay it in so that it's basically in the correct position. It doesn't have to be exact, so it doesn't need to catch yet. So it just needs to line up about just right, because the tight tolerances on the above the tie will do the lineup for you when you do the following. You take the razor base blade. I have the S1 blade here, S1 base here, put it on, and it still doesn't line up. Because what you're doing now is do it about right and push down. Then I take it in my hand like this and just keep it pressed down. It's perfectly aligned now. You don't need much force. Just push it down slightly, and when you hear that clicking sound, then it's lined up. So when you have this, you screw this on, and you're good to go. No need to align this or anything, it will be perfectly aligned. Just screw it on and that's it. No need to cut your finger. You just do it like, and if you screw it off, it will unpop the base plate by itself. Take the base plate off from the sides, like so. And like what I like to do, I press a little bit down on the blade and have the blade in the hand here too. So I can remove the head, can let the blade fall down in my hand. Now I have the blade here and the place here, and I'm good. Can put this between my fingers and I'm okay. No need to cut your fingers. So again, take the base plate. I'm trying to do this now without having to put my hand down on it, so you can see it a little bit better. Like this. Put the blade on and do not press down on the blade. It just has to be about right. Take the base plate, push it on there and slightly press down on it. And the blade will be perfectly aligned. Screw on your handle and you're good to go. And it works perfectly every time because it's such tight tolerance. Yeah, perfectly aligned. So no need to adjust anything or make these things like open up and wobble around with it or something. It won't wobble because tolerance is so tight. So even if I unscrew this a little bit, there will be no give in the blade because it will align perfectly every time. So that's that. Of course, there are also some people that say that the edge on the bottom here on the S2 is very sharp. I can't comment on that because I don't have the S2. Here on the S1 it's actually quite rounded, so I have no problems with that. It doesn't catch or anything. So maybe if you have an S2 and that bothers you, go for the S1 because I can go baby smooth with the S1 as well. So didn't see anything why I should go for the S2. But the alignment thing and how to load your blade into the above the tie S1 is absolutely perfect. You just have to think about how you load your blade and how this thing works. So that's it. I hope you found this little explainer interesting, and I hope you are loading your blades in your above the ties now hassle free and blood free. So I wish you well with your above the tie races. Let's all high five, and I'll see you next time.